Get ready to dive into the comic book realm, where heroes rise and villains take the helm. We're here to dissect the stories and the art. Our source material, we tear the panels apart.
Speaking of killing kids, let's get to Shredder in Hell.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to kill some brain cells.
Can we start off with why you pitched this to me? We decided we were going to do villain books. I had Cobra Commander already on my shelf. I had wanted to read Darth Maul. We talked about it after the Darth Vader. And so we kind of threw all this together. And then we were thinking of like, what third book are we going to do? Skeletor, Mumra, some other villain book out there. Any one of the... I didn't really want to do strict DC or Marvel stuff like Doctor Doom or some shit. So we landed on probably the most readily identifiable children's IP, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that I don't have a major problem with. Why did you make me read Shredder in Hell?
Well, let's just say I had no idea what we were getting into.
Because this was totally you. This was not. This was
me going, oh, I'd like to read that.
Okay.
And it's not that I heard anything good. It's just that I was blindly going with, okay, Shredder goes to hell. What's he going to run into there? What kind of craziness?
Passes Godzilla also in hell.
Yeah, I know that guy.
What are you doing here, Godzilla? What does that mean? It means a very brief cameo.
Yeah. So I was kind of expecting something where we're going to tell a story about Shredder either redeeming himself in some way. I didn't expect is kind of where we were at in TMNT continuity. So I probably should have researched it a little better, because that plays a very important part in that book. I picked it because I thought we were going to get something a little less heady.
Had you heard anything about it?
No, I don't think I did.
TMNT, you live in the comic book store. You actually talk to comic book people. What was the word on the street?
No, there wasn't anything that I had heard about this. So it's not like I was going into this saying, okay, this is going to be great. I was going into it like, oh, I'd like to read this. I assume what they're going to do here is going to be decent. Here we go. This comes out 2019. Story and art by Mateus Santaluco. Color assist by Marcelo Costa and Davi Khalil, it looks like. Lettering design, Sean Lee. All right. Let's go ahead and get something straight that I haven't already made apparent. Coming into this, my foundation is the TMNT 80s cartoon. All right. First and foremost, let's be up front with that.
I have some follow-up questions. Have you ever read, even in passing, the original Eastman and Laird black and white comics?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for those. I have read some of the black and white Eastman and Laird comics. So I have a little bit of that under my belt. Not a whole lot, but I've read some.
Well, if people listening don't know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as most people know them as the goofy pizza-eating cowabunga turtles, are not what the comic book was.
No.
The original iteration of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a super, overly serious black and white comic book where they were chronologically teenagers, but they were not immature. There was a whole attachment to Japanese lore that was sewn into the stories. And then, as with all things back in the 80s and 90s, some company licensed the comic book and decided to make a cartoon. And since this was for kids, and those comic books were really not for kids, made it very kiddie-like. Oh, yeah. And from then on, the original presentation of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was always seen as taking the kids thing and making it serious. It's actually the other way around. Yeah, they took a serious thing and made it very kiddie, and then there have been some attempts over the years to turn it back to what it once was. This feels like it's straight out of the original continuity from Eastman and Laird, where everything was super serious and very Japanese.
Well, it was more serious, that's for sure. So you got to think we're reading something that is happening right before the 100th issue in its IDW continuity. And it's supposed to fit right in there. So there's a lot that's happened that I wasn't ready for. I wasn't expecting. Prior to this, Shredder had his head cut off and he is dead. And his daughter is trying to bring him back, or bring a dragon god back. I'll talk about that in the synopsis, but there's a lot happening in this comic. There's a lot happening in this IDW continuity.
Yeah, this was not a good read in the sense of like you can't just pick it up and read it and be like, okay, I understand. This is unfortunately not an encapsulated book.
Right,
this chapter of a very long story is encapsulated. You know, it's kind of like Boba Fett's escape from the Sarlacc, where the similarities being you have these figures escaping Dante's Inferno, essentially escaping hell. What got him there? What are all these other characters that he's connected to? There's so much more lore woven into this story that I didn't have. So, and some of it is just because it's so prose heavy. Some of it was also, I don't understand what I'm reading. It's part 17 in like a 30-part story.
Yeah, that's really, I think, where this was tough as a reader going into. I just was like, okay, I made a mistake. I picked up chapter 17 in this 20 chapter book. So going into this, since I didn't know much about the continuity, I still come in as a reader interested in what the story was trying to do with Shredder as a character. So I still have an appreciation for what they're trying to do here, because Shredder, much like a Cobra Commander, this villain who's kind of adult in the cartoons, very serious here. So let me run down the characters real quick. We're not going to have much to say about this book. So what we're going to do, I've got a quiz ready for Mark here. Yes or no questions. We're going to run down through them. And then we're going to kind of compare our thoughts, because I answered the same questions using ChatGPT. Let's do the characters first, then I'll do the summary, and we'll get into the questions about the book itself. So our protagonist is Oroku Saki, the Shredder, primary character of the story, who begins the miniseries dead after being defeated by Splinter. He is a man grappling with his humanity, remorse, and destiny as he navigates the depths of hell. He has some spiritual guides to help him along the way. He has Hamato Yoshi, Splinter, Saki's former friend and rival, who acts as a Virgil-like guide through the underworld. He appears in both his human form and his mutant rat form, Splinter, to help Saki find his own path. Tang Shen, the deceased wife of Hamato Yoshi, appears in the spirit realm, often in a peaceful garden, and encourages Saki to make amends. Then we have Roku Maji, Saki's father, who appears as an echo to torment him with his past failures. We got some divine entities in this thing as well. We have the Dragon God, a primal deity of destruction and the son of Brahma. He seeks to use Oroku Saki's soul as a vessel.
The People's Champion, The Rock, the Brahma Bull.
I'm doing the eyebrow. Oroku Saki seeks to use Oroku Saki's soul as a vessel to escape his imprisonment in the underworld and return to the living world. Then we have the Dreamer, who is the twin sister of the dragon, representing creation and maintenance. He showed up with a mop. It was spill on aisle 6. She originally designed the soul that became Oroku Saki as a prison to contain her brother's destructive spirit. Then we have Kitsune, an immortal being and daughter of the dragon, who is Saki's lover in the living world. She orchestrated Saki's resurrection ritual with the intent of using his soul to bring her father back to Earth, though she genuinely fell in love with Saki in the process. Then we have the daughter of the dragon, who loves humanity and opposes her sister Kitsune's plans. She is eventually killed to clear the path for the dragon's return.
Also the Agency for Healthcare Assurance. They're a regulatory agency.
I thought they were a member of the Head Shrinkers. Akka and Sika, right? Other Pantheon members, there's all sorts of other things. Flashbacks or reunions include Jaguar, Man-Moth, Toad Baron, Rat King, Chiyoyu, and Gathano. Then we have the antagonist, Takeshi Tatsuo, the founder of the Foot Clan, the original vessel for the dragon. As Saki's previous incarnation, he berates Saki for his perceived weakness and serves as a manifestation of the dragon's will. And then we talked about them earlier. They showed up, the demonic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, nightmarish versions of Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello that haunt Saki in hell. Unlike their living counterparts, these are bloodthirsty demons intended to test Saki's resolve. And yes, my favorite turtle is Raphael. Mark, you got a favorite turtle?
Yertle.
Yertle the turtle.
Yes.
It's beautiful. That's a Dr. Seuss reference.
I'm a jerk to everyone.
Here's the summary. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder in Hell begins immediately after the death of Oroku Saki in the IDW TMNT series. Instead of passing on, Saki awakens in a shifting, nightmarish afterlife where he is forced to relive fragments of his past, his crimes, and his legacy. Guided at times by the spirit of Splinter, Saki navigates a hostile underworld filled with distorted reflections of familiar figures, including demonic versions of the Turtles and manifestations of his former selves. These trials force him to confront not just what he's done, but who he has been. The story reveals that Saki's soul has long been entangled in a cosmic struggle involving ancient gods known as the Pantheon. He was never just a man, but a vessel meant to contain the destructive power of a dragon tied to his bloodline. Faced with the choice to embrace the destiny or reject it, Saki ultimately fights to reclaim his own identity and free will. By the end of the series, he is not redeemed in a traditional heroic sense, but transformed, emerging from the underworld, having broken free from the forces that shaped him, setting the stage for his return to the living world and his role in the next issue, TMNT number 100. All right, Mark, I'm not going to ask you just yet. We're going to do the quiz. I told you to do the homework. You didn't do the homework. You're going to suffer for not doing the homework because there's 114 yes or no questions that you're going to answer right now.
Jesse, I don't know why you're doing this to yourself.
Yes or no?
That's
right.
who my favorite Ninja Turtle was. I said Yertle.
Yes or no?
Okay.
Did you enjoy reading this more than you expected?
No.
Did the book feel more important rather than just supplemental?
I'm only allowed to answer yes or no.
I mean, you don't have. You can elaborate if you want, but try to remember. There's 114 of these. I don't want you falling asleep on the podcast.
I'm not my girlfriend. She's my sleepy pie.
Check out
I think it's an interesting take on Dante's Inferno. I think that's its value.
Did it feel like a story that justified its own existence?
Yes.
Would you recommend it to a TMNT fan without hesitation?
Yes.
Do you feel confident you understood what was happening most of the time?
No. Oh, Lordy, no.
Oh, Lordy, no. Did the story feel too abstract for your taste at points?
I mean, it's no Doom Patrol.
Okay. Doom Patrol. Did you feel lost in a way that enhanced that experience rather than hurt it?
I don't understand that question.
Did you feel lost in a way that enhanced the experience rather than hurt
I
it?
don't like not knowing what I'm reading.
Okay.
I had sex in the middle of the book. Does that help?
I'm not putting that in here.
Please put that as my answer.
I don't
Yes,
like
that'll
not
start being my
knowing.
answer.
What happened?
Well, I put the book to the side. It's not like I had it on her face.
You knew what
while I was
happened.
while I was reading it.
Did you ever feel like you needed outside explanation to get it?
I definitely felt like, having not read the previous 100 issues of the IDW TMNT series, that yes, I was lost, and I probably, in retrospect, we shouldn't have done this book.
Did this version of Shredder feel more human than past versions?
I don't know about human, but more relatable, I think, because the other iterations of Shredder is he's kind of a child's cartoon boss, and here he feels like a conflicted human.
Did the stories make you empathize with Oroku Saki?
That's Shredder, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Did his internal struggle feel genuine rather than forced?
Yes.
Did you buy the idea that Shredder could change without being redeemed? He doesn't really get redeemed at the end of this. It's just more along the lines of like, okay, I'm not going to be this person anymore.
I'll buy that. I think he is different at the beginning of the book than he is at the end.
Did the metaphysical spiritual angle work for you?
You know what's funny? Because I again, Day Tripper, I loved. That was metaphysical. The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, I loved. That was metaphysical. The Crow, I loved. That was metaphysical. So, like, I don't want to have like a Robert Winfrey situation where, like, no, the metaphysics didn't really work for me here. Well, you just don't like anything metaphysical. Go back to reading Cobra Commander. Damn it. Like, I could name 5 other things that were metaphysical I was fine with.
So that's a no?
That's a no.
Did the story feel more introspective than action-driven?
Yes.
Did the heavy themes feel earned rather than pretentious?
It definitely felt pretentious.
All right.
There's a fetishization of Japanese culture that is brimming in this book.
All right.
And because I don't fetishize Japanese culture, it's lost on me.
Did the book respect your intelligence as a reader?
Sure.
Did the visuals or the art do as much storytelling as the dialogue or more?
Jesse, this is the best part of this book.
The
Very pretty looking book.
Okay, all right.
It's definitely no Scott Keith.
Did the visuals ever confuse you about what was literally happening?
The whole book is confusing.
Did the shifting environments feel emotionally motivated at all?
No.
Did the book succeed during stretches with little or no dialogue?
Yes. The less dialogue, the better. I was kind of hoping this was Godzilla in Hell and there would just be no dialogue.
Did this story meaningfully expand the TMNT mythology for you?
Not even a little.
Okay. Did the cosmic elements feel like a natural extension of IDW TMNT?
Sure.
Did it change how you view Shredder going forward?
I would have to view Shredder going forward, which I will not.
Did it reframe past TMNT stories in your mind in any way?
I am aware of the Eastman and Laird black and white, and I've not even looked at anything else.
So that'd be a no for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even think we've ever, with you may have reviewed other TMNT stuff, but I would have to look on my shelf to see if I even own anything else that we've done.
I reviewed the first issue, and then we did Stranger Things TMNT a couple weeks back.
Right, but I feel like there was another crossover, like I don't know, like TMNT and Voltron or something, or
TMNT and Ghostbusters. That was me and Ronnie. So, and I think they might have. I mean, there's plenty of crossovers.
Didn't we do TMNT and Batman?
I did not. You and Alexis did.
Okay.
Yeah. Did the ending feel satisfying on an emotional level?
Sure.
Did the ending avoid feeling like a reset button?
Yes.
Did it earn its place as a bridge to later IDW events?
Yes.
Did you feel closure rather than sequel bait?
He got out of hell. Good enough.
Did the book linger in your thoughts after finishing it at all?
No.
Okay.
I was told finish reading. We have to go to lunch with my friend Ed.
Clean yourself up.
Clean your pelvis.
Did it challenge what you expect from a TMNT comic?
No.
Did it feel more like a character study than a franchise entry?
Yes.
Would you say this is one of the better Shredder stories ever told?
I have nothing to compare it to. So.
All right. Did you admire the book more than you enjoyed reading it?
Yes.
Did it feel like a book you're glad exists, even if you didn't love reading it?
Obviously, especially for people younger than me, I'm almost 50. So for people closer to like Alexis's age, 12. Yeah. To people like who are 40 now or 40 to 45 now, who are more closer to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IP than I was, I think they would love this, or maybe not. I don't know, but I don't want to take away anything that brings joy and fulfillment to people. I'm aware that there's an entire group of people out there that love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't really have any affection for them one way or the other. They existed when I was a child, but I was an older child when they came out, and it was like, this is just another thing. I don't have the attachment to TMNT that I have G.I. Joe, Transformers, and
Gotcha.
And Thundercats.
Okay. We're blasting through the rest of these. I want just yes, no. All right. Did you ever feel like you were appreciating the idea of the book more than the experience?
Yes.
Did finishing it feel more like checking off an obligation than a thrill?
Yes.
Did confusion ever pull you out of the story emotionally?
There was a point where I was thinking about other stuff.
Did you find yourself rereading pages more out of necessity than curiosity?
The opposite. I was skim reading at one point. I'm like, it felt like a Kevin Smith fucking Daredevil at times. I'm like, words.
Did the lack of clarity ever make the story feel emotionally distant?
Yes.
Did you feel the book assumed too much familiarity with IDW lore?
Yes.
Did the abstraction ever prevent scenes from landing with impact?
Probably.
Did you miss having more concrete stakes while reading?
I didn't need the stakes to be increased. I needed to understand what he was going through, which I didn't.
So you...
and I needed... And if you're going to have a guy... Look, I've seen many a movie and I've read many a story about a guy has tripped through hell and experiencing his greatest fears or things like that. And it's very, very clear what the character is confronting. It was not clear what he was confronting in this book.
Did the metaphysical elements feel more intellectual than emotional?
Again, very fetishy of Japanese culture.
Did the symbolism sometimes feel more opaque than evocative?
Yes.
Did this story make Shredder interesting without making him likable?
Yes.
Did you ever feel emotionally closer to the concept of Shredder than the character himself?
No.
Did his suffering feel earned even if it didn't always resonate?
Yes.
Did the book succeed more at redefining Shredder than deepening him?
Yes.
Did the art feel at odds with the narrative clarity?
No.
Did the visual confusion reduce your emotional investment in certain scenes?
Somewhat.
Did you trust the art more than the story to guide you?
Yes.
Did the book ever feel like it prioritized mood over momentum?
Prioritize words.
So does this podcast right now. Did you want a slightly more traditional TMNT framework to ground the story?
I'm fine with Alice in Wonderland. You have to do a better job of getting me through the story, though.
Did this feel more like a creator-driven project than a franchise story?
Yes.
Did it feel like a prestige comic that isn't designed for rereading casually?
Well, it was no nameless, but yes.
Did it feel closer to an art comic than a narrative one?
Yes.
All right. Did you think, or do you think your opinion of this book could improve over time?
Maybe if I read the previous 100 issues, sure.
Would you be more positive on it in discussion than you were while reading it?
I don't understand the question.
Okay. Did it give you more to talk about than to feel?
No.
I
kind of dreaded talking about this book.
Does it work better as a discussion piece than a reading experience?
Yes.
If this wasn't a TMNT book, would you have finished it?
Jesse, we had to do a podcast on it.
Had to do a podcast.
That's not really a fair question. I didn't answer your questions, but some of the other people we podcast with, I show up prepared to do the podcast.
Would you read another book from the same creator?
From the same creator, yes. Would I read another TMNT book? No.
Does your response come more from execution than intent?
Yes.
Does this feel like a necessary story in the IDW TMNT run?
I don't have enough information to answer that.
Did the book feel like it was written for the creator first and the reader second?
No, it was written specifically for fans of this particular series.
Okay. Did you ever feel like the book
Honestly,
was
I think we're doing the book a huge disservice by not having somebody who has read the series up to this point. If Ben were here and he had read the whole thing, you'd have a completely different take on this book.
Did you ever feel like the book was daring you to keep up rather than inviting you in?
Yes.
Okay. Did the story feel more...
The book did not give a fuck about its readers.
Did the story feel more rewarding after finishing it?
One more time.
Did the story feel more rewarding after finishing than while reading?
No.
Did you feel emotionally held at arm's length on purpose?
Yes.
Did you want more moments of stillness focused purely on Saki's emotions?
Yes.
Did the story move past emotional beats too quickly?
Yes.
Did the book ask you to infer emotion instead of letting you feel it?
Yes.
Did the abstraction interfere with empathy more than it enhanced it?
You know what I'm getting from these questions? And I keep saying it fetishizes Japanese culture. I actually can tell you exactly why I don't like this book.
Okay.
Because it's a manga.
All right.
So let me tell you why I don't like manga. For one thing, I'm not 12. For another, I'm not a girl.
So many good manga stories.
But in all seriousness, though the few mangas that I've read, and my son will hear me say this, so he'll run over and back me up or not. Just kind of listening to my daughter talk about the mangas that she's read, listening to my son talk about the mangas that he's read. That's a lie. You've read the Splatoon and you've read the Link ones.
Splatoon?
But it gets torn, and I don't remember. I was dead at the time. Anyway, my son who doesn't read mangas, who's read mangas, as I was saying, they are very word heavy. Some of the best stuff that we've read, and we've talked about on source material over the last 14 years, showed not told.
Yeah.
One of the biggest criticisms that we've had was when something got overly wordy. The worst thing we've read on here was Kevin Smith's Daredevil.
Yep.
Because he never knew when to stop. And everything got over-explained. There's long stretches of dialogue. I read nonfiction, Pulitzer Prize winners. I'm not afraid of a wordy tomb. In comic books, which are a visual medium, you should do more showing, not telling. This is overly reliant on speech bubbles. Most mangas I've seen are overly reliant on speech bubbles. Quite frankly, the animes are overly reliant on dialogue. It's two characters standing in a space, block dialogue fire hosing each other. It drives me up the wall. Is my problem with Shredder in Hell, as we answer these questions, and it's just that's why I stopped, so much of this was tell not show. And I really wanted a book called Shredder in Hell to be more visually appealing, which it's a pretty looking book, but it's a pretty looking book that is cocked up with lots of word bubbles. And it's characters I don't know. It's characters with different, it's the same character with different identities at times. It's a lot of lore I don't have. Instead of just fucking show Shredder dealing with some of his inner shit. And let's get through. Godzilla in Hell. Perfect. No dialogue.
Yep.
fight Christians for protestations. All right, I'll let you finish
All right,
your.
we are just about done.
I will let you finish your Inquisition.
Here we go. Did the abstraction interfere with empathy?
Here we go, the Inquisition.
More
What a show.
Did the abstraction interfere with empathy more than it enhanced it?
No.
Okay. Did you ever feel unclear about what Saki would lose if he failed?
Well, no, I knew what he would lose.
All right. Did the lack of a clear external antagonist weaken tension?
No.
Did the journey feel inevitable rather than suspenseful?
No.
Did you feel the story was more about process than outcome?
Yes.
Did you ever pause to admire pages even when you weren't fully following them?
Honestly, I was speed reading it, but then I went back to look at the artwork because the artwork was pretty.
Did the visual beauty sometimes replace narrative clarity?
It definitely substituted.
Did you feel the art was asking you to slow down more than the story demanded?
If anything, the artwork was keeping me engaged.
Did the book require an art comic reading mode rather than a standard one?
The fuck did that mean?
That's what I'm putting in there. What does that mean?
Make sure you write it the way I said it. What the fuck do that mean?
What you missed?
Gus from The Wire season 5. What do that mean?
Did you miss seeing Shredder interact with living characters?
No.
Did the absence of the turtles as grounding figures affect your engagement?
No.
Did the story feel disconnected from emotional tone of most TMNT stories?
I'm annoyed the turtles were in it in any way, shape, or form.
Annoyed that the turtles were in it.
I was much more interested in Shredder dealing with his own inner turmoil than a ghost version of the turtles.
Did the story feel disconnected from the emotional tone of most TMNT stories? Doesn't have to be IDW. Okay. All right. Did it feel like a detour rather than a destination? I swear some of these feel like they're repeating themselves, but go ahead.
How did you come up with these questions?
This is me working through my shit.
Okay. Turtle.
Did you feel pressure to respect the book because of its ambition?
No, I don't ever feel pressure to respect anything.
Did you hesitate to dislike it because it's well crafted?
Did you know that Robert called me a coward for saying that Snow White was the 5th worst movie of this year? He insinuated that I was doing it for clout and that I was afraid to fight with people online about it.
Wow.
And I had to call him a motherfucker because of it, because that's not who I am.
I heard some really bad things about Snow White.
Oh, no, it's terrible. But it's, in my opinion, my bottom 5 had to be the worst made and the least enjoyed. Problem with Snow White was I actually did enjoy it, despite it being one of the worst movies made this year. Five Nights at Freddy's was my number 1. I hated that movie, but I actively had a bad time watching it. I don't get mad and walk out of theaters. I almost walked out of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Did you hesitate?
I enjoyed how bad Snow White was.
All right.
My point is, I don't like or dislike anything due to external pressure.
All right.
You should know this.
I should know this, man.
I should know this.
Okay. So, next up, did you feel like the book succeeded critically more than emotionally?
Actually, I think it's a more emotional book than it is a critical. I don't, like I said, there's a lot craft-wise that's wrong with this book, but emotionally, it's a pretty interesting read.
Did it feel like a book that improves with explanation rather than rereading?
I don't know. Explain it to me, Daddy.
Yeah. Would a slightly more linear structure have improved your experience?
A coherent structure. I wouldn't say linear.
Okay. Would fewer metaphysical ideas explored more deeply have helped?
Sure.
Did you want less symbolism or more character anchoring? Which one did you want? More character anchoring?
Yeah.
Does this book ultimately work better in conversation than in solitude?
Yes.
Did the book intend to create emotional distance as part of its design?
I have no idea what this artist was going for. But I would like to see a conversation between the guy who wrote this and the guy who wrote Day Tripper.
Did the distance work against your personal reading preferences?
Yes.
Did the book mistake restraint for depth?
That's the thing. I'm real quick to call out if I think something is shallow that is pretending or cosplaying as deeper than it really is. I don't get the sense of that with this book.
Did you want to sit with Saki longer as a person rather than a symbol?
Yes.
Did the book resolve ideas more clearly than emotions?
No.
Did Saki ever feel like a vehicle for themes more than a fully present character?
No.
Did the book feel episodic rather than cumulative?
No.
Did you want clearer cause and effect between scenes?
How many more questions are there?
There are 14 left. Come on, let's go.
Okay. Stop beating me, Daddy.
Did you want clearer cause and effect between scenes?
No.
Did the lack of narrative handholds increase fatigue while reading?
Yes.
Did the art sometimes ask you to decode rather than absorb?
Yes.
Did you feel like understanding panels took effort away from emotional engagement?
Yes.
Did the visuals feel more expressive than communicative at times?
Yes.
Did your distance come more from unfamiliarity with IDW lore than the book itself?
Yes.
Did you feel the book assumed emotional investment it hadn't fully earned?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Did the story feel it expected you to already care deeply about this version? Can you separate this is good from this worked for me?
Yes. Because I am a professional.
Does your respect for the craft outweigh your personal enjoyment?
Always.
Would you defend this book even when not loving it?
Of course.
Is this a book you appreciate more as a criticism than as an experience?
Sure.
Is it fair to say your issue is accessibility and not ambition?
Yes.
And does this book reward patience more than passion?
I think so.
Is your reaction closer to measured disappointment than frustration?
No, it's closer to frustration.
Okay. Wow, we did it, Mark. We really got down to the nitty gritty on this. Now, what we're about to do is we are going to go into Google, and then we will finalize our thoughts on Shredder in Hell here. So give me just 1 second.
The AI is going to be like, stop doing comic book reviews tomorrow.
All right, let's end this podcast by giving a 2-paragraph summary of what you and I liked versus what we didn't like. Both of us landed in a similar place overall, even if we got there for slightly different reasons. We agreed that Shredder in Hell is an ambitious, well-crafted book that we admired more than we enjoyed, and that it asks a lot of the reader. We both appreciated the attempt to turn Shredder into a more introspective human figure and saw the book as a genuine character study rather than a standard franchise entry. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Would you agree that the art is striking and effective at setting the mood, and the story is more about process than outcome, and that the book is conceptually interesting enough to defend, even if it didn't fully click as a reading experience?
Yes.
There's mutual respect for what the book is trying to do, and an acknowledgement that it has value, especially as a prestige or discussion-driven comic. Where we really diverged was in how and why the book lost us. Jesse felt engaged, but held at arm's length, struggling with unclear emotional stakes, heavy abstraction, and a sense that the story relied too much on symbolism and continuity knowledge without fully grounding the reader. Mark, on the other hand, checked out more quickly due to frustration with basic clarity. He often didn't understand what Shredder was going through, what was at stake, or what had meaning beyond the surface. While Jesse wanted more character anchoring and emotional stillness, Mark wanted a more coherent linear structure and clearer cause and effect. In the end, both of us saw accessibility, not ambition, as the core issue, but Jesse experienced that as thoughtful distance, while Mark experienced it as outright frustration. That is 2 paragraphs after 104. You did it. 113 questions, Mark. You felt you got to feel good about yourself right now.
Sure.
I think that's it, Mark. We have officially gone half hour past what I thought we were going to do. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, everyone, thank you for joining us on Source Material Live. Check out the actual individual issues on Jesse's individual Source Material podcast feed on Spreaker or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. For Jesse Starcher, I have to pee. Be well, be safe, and behave.
Thanks for joining us. All of this would not be possible without W2Mnet.com, so make sure to seek them out for more podcasts. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please feel free to share, and we look forward to entertaining you again soon.